Every financial advisor and, of course, every client needs to understand Murphy's Law of investing. Now, for those of you a little bit younger than me, you might not be familiar with Murphy's Law, but as a rule, Murphy's Law is whatever can go wrong will go wrong. An example of this would be you're logging into your computer to attend a Zoom meeting that you need to be on time for, and your computer decides to do an update, and you are now 10 minutes late for this meeting. Or when you need your phone to call an Uber, your battery will be dead. Those are all examples of Murphy's Law. And in financial planning and investing, there are two Murphy's Laws that we need to be aware of. Law number one, and of course, once we understand these laws, we need to take action on them. Law number one is that whenever you need the money, the markets will be down. Let me say this one more time because it's really important. Whenever you need money, Mr. and Mrs. Client, Murphy's Law says that the markets will go down. What does this look like? This looks like the client decides they want to buy that vacation home and suddenly the markets are down 20%. Or it looks like they need money for a family emergency and the markets are down 30%. Or it looks like they announce their retirement and the markets are down 40%. Right? So whatever this life event is, Murphy's Law is that the markets will be down. Now, do we know for a certainty that the markets will be down? No. Could they also be up? Yes, they certainly can. But by being prepared for Murphy's Law, we know that, hey, if the markets are down, which would be our worst case scenario, we're prepared for that. Murphy's Law number two is that the more you need the money, the further down the markets will be. In other words, if this isn't a vacation home that you're trying to buy, but you need to retrofit your home to accommodate your spouse's stroke, the markets will be down dramatically. Or if you need to turn on income from your nest egg, the markets will be down dramatically. And so again, rule number one is when you need your money, the markets will be down. And rule number two is the more you need the money, the further down the markets will be. So what's the action that we take on this? It's not, my friends, trying to time the market. Like that would be, that's like the go-to. That's what the financial media would tell you. Like just time the market. And if the market starts to go down, sell before it goes down and get back in before it goes back up. That sounds really easy. It's a little bit harder to do in reality. So instead, we want to make sure that we always have money outside of the market. And I have a couple of personal rules for this. My first rule, and I use this with clients all the time, is that any money that we might need within the next 5 years does not belong invested in the market because the market is too volatile in any 5-year period. Now, if we have a full 5 years, the time is on our side. Odds are the markets will recover. But if we don't have 5 years, for example, if we need it in exactly 18 months, or if we know that during the next 5 years we're going to need this money, it should not be in the market. It needs to be in bonds or cash. So how does this look in the real world? Let's say the client is getting ready to retire in 3 years. Okay, that's within our 5-year window. Now, that does not mean that all of their money needs to be in cash or bonds, just the money that we might need within a 5-year window. So for the client that's retiring in 5 years, they have 2 years of income they're going to need within that 5-year window. So we want to set aside 2 years of income. For clients that have no income needs, right? They're working, they're still a long ways from retirement. We still want to keep 1 year's worth of income in cash or bonds because things come up. They might need to move, they might lose their job, whatever the case may be. So we always want to have at least 1 year's worth of income in cash or bonds. I like to call that the war chest. If they're retired, again, our 5-year rule, we'll want to keep a full 5 years in cash or bonds, which would, if you're doing a 5% distribution, be roughly 25%. But again, it's important that we articulate this to clients in years, not percentages. We did a whole video on the F word, fixed income. We want to articulate this in the framework of we need to have at least 5 years of income in fixed income in our war chest. So remember these Murphy's Laws, use them with every client. I do this as well. And until next time, happy planning.